All right.
We're back.
We're back.
Indeed.
Welcome back. Fuck.
Sorry.
Welcome. Shit.
Welcome back
Welcome
to
back.
I'll Make a
God damn
Stand
it,
For
Thomas.
You, the podcast
Thomas.
where I,
Thomas.
get to watch and be exposed to Stray Kids, a K-pop group out of Korea. And
Yeah, that's insinuated by the K in the K-pop. Are we? We're not okay.
Wakey, wakey.
Anyway, we just got done watching the final episode of Finding SKZ God Edition, episode 4. How do you feel? It's over now. It's done.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. It was good. Like this last episode was really good.
Yeah.
And
Yep, go on.
Forward to what we do next.
Well, I mean, what we do next is we get to open the next album, so it's going to be a good one. We're definitely going to live stream that one.
Should we do that right now? Should we just like go for it?
Fucking no. We've already been, I mean, like, there's a lot of songs we'd have to listen to.
Yeah.
So no.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about what we did do.
Yeah.
Or what we didn't do.
Okay.
Oh, I did my homework. First off, my homework was to get all the videos in a better quality so that Tom could see our beautiful boys. And were they more beautiful than you could possibly have imagined?
Oh, it was wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, good.
The quality was great because we were using Plex, the Watch Together feature on Plex this time, and it was great. And I even streamed it, and I'm pretty sure the quality on the stream was pretty good too. I don't know. The
Sweet.
The viewers of the stream can comment on that. I have no way of knowing.
Well,
but yeah, it worked out really well. So
I'm pretty stoked about it.
We stick with that. I'll enjoy it.
Yeah. This episode of Finding SKZ God Edition was them on their journeys in their outfits, their god outfits, and also getting to use their abilities. And it was pretty fun. It's one of those things where I feel like typically, as we were watching through the 9th, I feel like you would have gone, it's just them doing stuff. But I think that this one you really get to capture their personalities and their goofing off and chaos really well. You get to see them. I mean, mostly, right? Like they went to a rest stop, they got some snacks, they went to a couple of monuments or like sites of cultural importance, and then they had lunch, and then they went to an amusement park. I mean, like that's it. If we're really doing a shorthand version of this, that's all that happened. But it was so good and fun and funny. So yeah, it was awesome.
All right.
Yeah. At the rest stop, from my notes, Changbin and Lino wanted to steal the JYP corporate card from Felix.
Yeah.
So Changbin concocted this whole idea where he was just like, "Hey, let me borrow your phone," which he's got the card in the back of his phone, in his phone case, and Felix is like, "Why?" And Changbin's like, I lost my phone. I can't find it anywhere. It's not on the bus. It's not in my bag. I don't know where it is. And Felix is like, all right, yeah, sure. And so he takes the phone, pretends like he's making a call, and then pulls the card out and then hands the phone back. And then takes off running with Lino. And at first, I think Felix was just confused. He was just like,
Yeah.
what's happening? I don't get it. And then Han walks up and he was like, "Hey man, do you still have the corporate card?" And he's like, "Wait." And he checks and it's gone. And then he's like, "You sons of bitches! How dare you!"
Yeah.
And Hyunjin chased after them and then joined them,
Yeah.
but ultimately didn't cause any problems because Felix was already planning on he's a nice guy, right? He's Sunshine, so he was just gonna buy everyone their snacks anyway. That was always his plan. So yeah, it was good. Throughout this entire episode, we got our first preview of it during this whole scene when they were running and chasing. But through the whole episode, Hyunjin completely embarrassed by wearing his plastic pants around. So
Mhm.
and with good reason. Not that he has anything to be ashamed of, mind you, but you know, you look silly in plastic pants, especially in the summer, which is when this was filmed. So
Yeah.
yeah, which he dealt with later. Yeah, so they bought a bunch of snacks. They went back to the bus. They ate them. Some of them looked really good. Tom got hungry.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But
Did you eat it?
it's okay, yeah, because I had
Yeah.
a peach cobbler on the way.
Was it good? How was the peach cobbler?
Oh
Let's
my
get your
god.
review.
My review that I sent to Anna, while I was eating it was, 2 words, and I quote, "This fucks."
Oh,
So,
is that a good thing?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I just wasn't sure if you want your peach cobbler to fuck or not.
Yeah. The more a peach cobbler fucks, the better it is.
Oh, all right. Well, good to know. Now I know, and knowing's half the battle.
I I think you can say that about anything really.
Ah, look, I don't want to be in the business of refuting that, so I'm just gonna agree and go along.
Yeah.
So
No, but it's really good. Anna has some notes about it, but you know, I'll let her make the determination on, whether it needs to be improved upon or not. I think it's
yeah,
good, and I will.
is she preparing to be on the Great Floridian Bake Off?
No, I don't
No.
think so.
Okay.
Although my command is doing this picnic uh on this Friday, and there is a baking competition at the picnic.
Oh,
Uh
okay. Is she gonna win?
we're not gonna go. Are you kidding me? You think I give a shit?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Is that something you'd be into?
No.
No, probably not.
No.
Yeah, Anna doesn't want to be there. And she wouldn't wake up until 8 anyway, 8 p.m. So
Right.
it
Yeah.
doesn't really make sense
It'd
to
be
try and
over.
do something with normal person hours.
Oh man. That's hilarious that you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what time she got up to?
I saw the message in Discord. I absolutely
Okay.
know when she got up.
All right.
Yeah. That's pretty great.
Well,
Yeah. So the stray kids, they got to the first landmark, which was like an ancient observatory for observing the stars. Pretty cool. They took some pictures and stuff. They had to take a picture with IN. This was IN's little ability where everybody had to not make their best face, so he would be the best looking one in the picture.
right.
So they all made silly
Yeah.
faces.
They
and
had to
he got
yield their handsomeness.
They had to yield their handsomeness, right? That was the specific wording,
Yeah.
which is pretty great. Yeah.
They
Pretty
said
awesome.
that he said yield your handsomeness, and I'm like, okay, I know what both of those words mean, but I don't know how
what
to
do they
do
mean
that.
together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
But yeah, it made sense once they did it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Um yeah. So that was great. And then they were riding on a silkworm bus to their next little exhibit, which was a bridge, the longest wooden bridge in Korea.
Yeah.
And also I had a hard time picking up on exactly what they were saying, but it seemed like, because the subtitles were going by so fast, It seemed like it was there's like some story about it being a bridge that connected a writer who was in love with a princess?
Yeah, I
I don't
remember
know.
them talking
There's
about something about a princess.
yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention.
So they were walking around the bridge, checking it out, and Hyunjin said, "Man, I'm dying. I cannot live in these pants anymore. Someone get me some scissors." And he cut them bitches off so he could make himself some plastic shorts instead.
Very stylish.
uh yeah, very stylish. The next thing they were going to be able to use was Lino's special ability, which was that he gets to have a Korean meal and he gets to share it with one other person. So they decide to have this competition where he is going to draw on their back a picture on paper,
Well, wait,
and
hold
then
on.
what?
The reasoning behind this game, right, is because
Right,
he said the person that he's going to share the meal with needs to like be of his mind about Korean food.
right, yeah,
And so to find out if they share his mind, that's why he wanted to play this game.
yeah. Did you take notes?
No,
Okay, I'm just making sure
but
because
that
that's very specific. This is a specific detail. I was being impressed with you,
oh,
and I thought, oh, did he do it?
I took mental notes, I guess. I
Yeah,
just
no,
remember
that's beautiful.
I just remember making that connection because I was like, why is it this game? Oh, that's right, because it's like
Mhm.
you have to know what they're thinking, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
You have to
So
connect your
he drew
minds.
pictures, and then the people who were being drawn on then had to try and reproduce what was happening. Most people just did an awful job. There were probably 3 members who did okay, and Chong Beans was a pig, uh, and it was a pig who was lifting weights.
Yeah.
And ultimately, the decision came down to being Changbin because he argued for it, he lawyered it, and he said, "Well, I didn't draw the dumbbell, but I wrote a P and a T for physical training." And Lena was like, "I'll accept it. I'll take it." So
Yeah.
the two of them got to have a traditional Korean meal. Now this thing was a fucking spread. So they
Yeah.
go to this like, was it 300-year-old restaurant that's been in I don't know if it's been in use, but it's been kept up for 300 years.
Yeah. It
And
looks nice.
it looks so good. And then this lady walks out and she just starts bringing plate after plate after plate and a big pile of abalone and all of this stuff all on their table for just the two of them. And
Mhm.
then everyone else got a bowl of bibimbap, which also looked good.
Is that what
But
it's called? Bibimbap?
yep, bibimbap.
Bibimbap.
Yep. Um and while we were watching, you were asking about abalone and you were like, "What's the big deal?" And Jeanette did some instant research
Mhm.
finding out that it is the best and rarest seafood in the world.
Oh,
The
okay.
quantities fished are limited, and so the demand is really high, and it can be as much as $500 per kilo, depending on the size.
Wow.
Yeah. And the shells themselves are actually heavy. So a kilo actually will only give you 250 grams of meat. So there you go.
Wow.
It's known as the truffle of the sea.
I
How about
see.
that? Yeah. And they had a shitload of it. So
Yeah.
I mean, good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Um, I that the big giant Korean meal honestly would be wasted on me. Uh, I
Yeah, I mean, like, if I were there and I were served that spread,
mhm.
I feel like I would be obligated to eat as much of it
Oh,
as I could,
yeah,
you
I
know?
mean the thing is, right, is that I'm sitting now, I'm in my home in Texas, and I think about it and I go, "Oh, I couldn't eat that." But if I was there, you're right, absolutely, 100%. I would try at least everything that they like one of everything that they brought out.
Yeah.
I would have to, because like it's in front of you. Like, what are you not gonna do it? Like,
Right.
of course I will. Yeah.
Mm.
So
So
yeah.
much. I don't know. Do you ask for to-go box if you don't finish?
At that fancy, hey, do you have a doggy bag?
Right. Yeah.
can,
Or
can I
or
get
do
this in a
you
styrofoam container?
or do you just eat as much of it as you can and then like go to the bathroom and just fucking vomit it all up so that you can go back and eat some more so that, you at least
Yeah,
make a
obviously.
dent.
That's what you got to do.
That's what I would
Or
do.
you share it. I mean, like,
Or you share it.
I think that's really the Korean way. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think that's meant for just two people, that amount of food.
Definitely. I mean, they knew that they were going to share it, right? They shared
Right.
it with everybody, and they have 8 members, so everybody got some eventually. A lot of teasing though.
Yeah.
Lino loves to tease the members. So at first he was like chewing in Ian's ear, and he would like hold a piece out to someone and then eat it in front of them. And then he got up and stood next to Bangchan so he could listen to him chewing his food. Like, so funny. It was pretty great. I mean, as far as just eating scenes go, I thought it was really fun and funny. You get to see a lot of the kind of personalities and dynamics because of the way it was filmed. Like, normally they're seated around a table, but in this case, they're all on one side, and then you have the film crew on the other side,
Yeah.
and so you really get to see everyone, their reactions and stuff. It was fun. I had a
Mhm.
good time with that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to just like have a snack and watch something, I would probably put that scene back on. It's like, oh yeah, like that's maybe I finally understand mukbang videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Even
Well,
still, I wouldn't do that.
even still, well, uh, my favorite part of the Korean meal was oh, was that at the Korean meal? Oh man, I wrote this down. Lino's laugh. Was that once
Um,
they? Was that after they made it to the amusement park?
I don't remember. I remember.
No, it was before. It was when. Okay, it's all coming back to me now.
Okay.
Before he decided on his game, he was like, "Oh, it's my turn to make people do something," and he goes, "Ha ha ha ha
Yeah.
ha!" It was
It
awesome.
was a
I
great
freaking
laugh.
loved it. Yeah, that's his like funny fake laugh. And he does it all the time. I love it.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, Changbin had trouble picking up the abalone, and so he got some help from Lino. Also, somebody when Changbin got up and chewed in people's ears and was taunting people, Bang Chan said like, "Oh, I thought he was grown, but I guess he's not grown up." And then Changbin retorted back, and he goes, "I haven't grown for 5 years." Uh he's the short king. We love him. Um yeah, finally they start to allow everybody to share food after that, and yeah, once they finish, they hop on the bus and they're on their way to the amusement park.
Oh yeah.
They yeah, they did a little shopping in the gift shop,
Yeah,
which of
which I
course was
I found interesting. Normally, I feel like I would reserve the shopping for the end of the
yeah,
time in the
same. I don't
park.
I've never heard of anyone doing it first.
Right.
Although maybe it's smart if it's like a really busy place and you want to, if you were like, I know I want to get these things, but it's going to be packed when it's closing time.
Yeah.
So then you want to go in early.
But
So I
then
don't
you
know.
gotta either carry that shit around with you, or you gotta like go rent one of those lockers
Yeah,
and
rent a
put it.
locker.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to remember your
Or
key.
or take it out to your car and then come back into the park.
Yeah, I'm sure they have staff that carried it for them. Although they bought like a couple of things. They had like sunglasses and hats. So
Yeah.
nothing too crazy, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they find out that for Changbin, He is going to be riding the roller coaster, which is the second scariest, which is interesting. I'm like, why is that? It's the second most scary roller coaster in the world. And I'm like, okay, A, who's making that determination?
Yeah, right.
And like, why isn't it number one? What's number one? You tell me what number one is. Tell
Yeah.
me. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And I think Jeanette was mentioning that we rode New York, and Las Vegas. I think that's the last time I was on a roller coaster.
I
So.
want to say that's probably true for me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know.
that was 8 years ago.
Oh God, I'm dust. I'm so old.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, 8 years.
Yeah.
Oh, I brought that up today actually because like we took the kids out to Zilker Park, which was not worth it. It was way too hot and humid, and the kids were kind of miserable, and so yeah, not worth. But after we went to we found a little snow cone place, and my dad was there, and so we were all sitting around, and he was like, oh, you gonna get brain freeze? And I was like, no, I don't get that. And he was
Right.
like, huh? And I was like, yeah, we tested this. we were in Las Vegas, and I was like, yeah, I don't think that exists. I don't think that's a thing. And you
Right.
guys were like, yeah, it's definitely a thing. So we went to this margarita bar at really early in the morning. I don't know, like it wasn't even afternoon
Yeah,
really.
it was. I feel like it was fairly early.
Mm-hmm.
We had just started
And
our day.
yeah, we got some margaritas. I chugged it
think
back, and I was just like, should it have happened by now?
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
I got like this big ass one, like I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
64 ounces or something. I remember it was like in a green skull mug.
Yeah.
I don't
Do you
know.
still have
I
that?
don't know what happened to that mug. No, I wish I still
Ah,
had it. But yeah, that thing was huge. And it was like, but
yeah.
it was a frozen margarita, and like it definitely gave me brain freeze. I was like, you got to do it this way, just like drink
Mm-hmm.
drink it as fast, and you're like, yep, nothing, you bastard.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so I ate a snow cone today. It was a root beer flavored snow cone,
Okay,
and then when I finished it, I felt a lot cooler because it was a hot day.
of course.
But then I was like nauseous from eating all that sugar.
Right.
I hadn't had any other food. I I had a sandwich like 2 hours before that or something. So
Mhm.
yeah. Anyway, kids had a good time. Doesn't matter. My discomfort is nothing compared to them having fun.
Yeah.
What was happening? Oh, right. They were picking he needed to pick a partner to go on the roller coaster with him. And so there was a punching game that measured your power for your punch.
Yeah.
And so everybody took turns hitting this thing. Lino just did a silly thing and shouted shampoo, as far as we can tell. It was probably Korean.
Yeah,
But he was just like, shampoo!
it was probably Korean for something, but yes,
Or,
it's just shampoo.
or,
He's
hear me
shampoo man.
out. Or he's a big fan of Ranma, one half, and there's a character in it named Shampoo.
Okay.
Huh? What do you think? You think that's
Uh,
possible?
I think yeah, it's possible. Is it
Do you think
likely?
it's likely?
No.
All right. Well, it happened anyway. Shut up.
Okay.
Don't let my dreams be dreams. Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Everybody hit it, and Bang Chan won because, of course, he did.
Right.
It's a strength challenge, and Changbin was not competing, so naturally.
Uh-huh. I don't know. You can game that machine though.
Definitely. Oh, yeah, 100%. I think that there are going to be ways for people
Basic
to
geometry.
yeah, basic geometry and physics. You got to use physics
But yeah,
too.
yeah. Geometry and physics.
Mhm. Just slam
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Anyway, Bang Chun wins, and so they get on their way to the roller coaster. The other group, everybody else, decided that they were going to do rock paper scissors,
Yeah.
and
To see who would stand in front of, because the roller coaster like
yeah, the roller
splashes
coaster
into
went through
water.
water and would splash an area, and so they decided that they would compete, and whoever lost would have to go stand by the splash zone.
Yeah.
And JYP God Hyunjin lost. So he's sitting there in his plastic pants waiting for the water to come. It was pretty good. How do you think our boys handled that roller coaster? Not well. They were pretty freaked out. It seemed like they were enjoying it, but definitely like, you know, smiling and then screaming and everything. So it was fun.
Mhm.
I found it interesting, and I've always found this interesting in these Korean shows with idols, is that anytime like something happens that makes them make like a weird face, which in this case was the wind blowing their mouths open, which like to me I'm like, well, that's just funny, but they
Right.
like cover their faces with graphics. In this
Yeah.
case, it was like a big heart, so you don't see it, and it's like, no, we're only gonna show you your best face, your handsome
Right.
face,
Yeah.
so
There
we're not
can't
gonna
be
show this.
there can't be screenshots of our beautiful boys and compromising situations.
Uh, I believe that there are many screenshots of our boys in compromising situations, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. In the
Later
future.
oh, okay.
Not this
Yeah.
episode. No, 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 no. But Stay knows.
Not this episode.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Um, so Hyunjin got soaked, got completely wet, but also the person taking the video was Felix, and he also got hit by the
Yeah.
splash. He was in the zone because he was taking the video, so they both got soaked. So that was good.
Mhm.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I hope it was a hot day and they got to cool down. The next,
Wait. Hold
what
on.
what?
Let's rephrase that. You don't do you hope that it was a hot day? Or do you hope that they were able to cool down if
I
it
hope that
was?
if it was a hot day,
It was.
that they were able to
There were
cool
like
down.
warnings on the video that were like it was hot when we were filming this and we took safety precautions.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. I'm glad.
And everyone was carrying around those little double fan things.
They sure were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. So the next ride, which was Bang Chan's reward, was to go on the flume ride, which is like, you know, like the big wood thing where they go down a big thing and hit the water and it splashes everywhere, you know?
Yeah, and that's pretty much
Is that a
it.
good description of it?
Yeah, yeah. The little log and Tom water and go boom.
But he decides that since he went on the roller coaster, and he decides this after, but he decides that since he went on the roller coaster, he's not going to go on it. He's going to get 2 people to go on the flume ride. But in order to determine who that is, they decide to have an egg yo battle.
Yeah.
And everybody had to whip out their best egg yo.
Which I
Who
don't
had
know what that is.
You do. We've talked about it on our podcast. Egg yo. It sounds like egg yolk. You don't remember this?
Okay. All right, I remember this. But
It's like when you're acting cute.
it's ooh-woo.
It's uwu. It's uwu. It's cute. That's exactly what it is.
But what are the rules? Can you just do anything you want?
You can do anything and be cute. That's the battle.
Okay, I see.
That's why one of the members, Changbin, just curled into a ball and said Pikachu.
No, he didn't. Okay, whoa. He didn't just say Pikachu.
Uh-huh.
I think since you're the one that messed up, you have to be the one to
I have to
recreate
do it. He did. Pikachu.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but a lot of the members did good. I shockingly did the worst. I was like, I don't know what's happening. Other than him being himself, and so everything he does is kind of cute. And he was trying to do like a little bit of a skit, but like it didn't work. I think he knew it didn't work. So ultimately we ended up with Lino, #Lino is cute. Uh, that's the hashtag that he uses when he posts selfies on
Oh, I
Instagram.
see.
Yeah. Yeah, there's different ones. INs is INstagram, hashtag INstagram. Get it?
How is that not just hashtag Instagram?
Because it's INstagram.
How? What is the
But
distinguish?
look, it's because it's not the same thing. It's IN. It's capital I, capital N, Stagram.
Can you do that?
Uh, yes, he clearly
No, but I
has.
mean, like, it distinguishes the capitalization?
Oh yeah,
Okay, alright, because I'm just sitting there, it's the same word. It's the same
it
hashtag.
is. Yeah, but it's different.
Okay,
Really, it's
alright.
different.
Honestly, he
Uh,
should just use hashtag Instagram because then I feel like he would get a lot of traffic on that
I'm not sure he
hashtag.
wants that. He's just posting outfit of the days and stuff.
I would if I were
That's
him.
like his
Yeah.
favorite thing. Is he does outfit of the day like every day. If you're a stay on Instagram and you're not following them, like you absolutely should because you get especially if you like IN, you get pictures all the time. He's always posting his outfits.
Of the
So,
day.
it's fun. Of the day.
Wait, is it a daily thing or is just whenever he feels like he has a nice
It's
outfit
it's
for that
it's
day?
hashtag OOTD, so outfit of the day, and he posts it all the time. I I don't use Instagram, so I would have to go and ask Jeanette if like, is it every day? I don't know if it's every day.
Outfit of the day doesn't imply every day.
I know, but like it could be.
It could be.
I don't know. But Hyunjin's is hashtag love stay, by the way.
Okay.
So
What's
yeah,
Changbin's?
that'll he does Changbin post on Instagram?
I don't know.
Look, Changbin is
I feel
busy
like
in the gym, okay? That's
yeah.
where Changbin
Well,
is.
maybe he's posting gym selfies. I don't know.
Oh, he did recently, and
That
it set Stay on fire.
oh yeah.
And that fire,
Still burns to this day.
it was very recent.
Oh.
We're talking. It was only a few weeks ago, and people were like, "Oh my God, Stray Kids are in their hoe era." So I can't wait for you to get to their hoe era,
Uh-huh.
Tom. It's
So
gonna be good.
I guess I've just kind of assumed this,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not allowed to like go follow anybody on social
Oh
media
no,
yet.
yeah, you
Right,
can't
yeah.
follow anything. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yep.
that's
I know.
fair.
But hey, you know what?
That's
Like,
fine. I don't really use social media at all. Like
yeah,
I every now and then I open Facebook just to see what notifications it tells me I have, and then I look at them and I go, I'm not really interested in that, and I close it.
yeah. I mean, we're still watching content from like the middle of 2020, and if the schedule I have planned out is right, uh, we will be caught up to they have a Christmas album. We will be opening the Christmas album around Christmas this year.
Okay.
But that means that we will have gone like a year and a half ahead of so we're still gaining. Because I looked at that and I was like, man, we're gonna be opening the Christmas album around Christmas. That's so weird. But I felt like we were making more progress than that, but we literally are. Like we're gaining big time. But yeah,
Actually, uh
actually, uh-huh.
actually that may not be correct just based on how many recordings we have to do in advance, which it's a good thing that we're talking about it now because
No.
I need to go look at the my schedule, over the next few months to figure out how much, you know, preparation we need to
Yeah.
do.
Well, we'll probably still release the episodes
Right, right,
weekly.
right.
So
Yeah. Of course. They'll still be
yeah.
released weekly, but maybe in in the setting of our recording, we won't exactly
Mm.
feel like it's Christmas, you know what I mean?
we'll make it feel like
Oh,
Christmas,
sure.
okay?
Sure, sure, sure,
All
sure.
right. It's, it's gonna be good.
Our
It's gonna be good.
Christmas episode recording has to take place after Halloween, though, because you can't get into the Christmas spirit until after Halloween has passed.
That's definitely true.
So,
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that. I mean, I'm sure that there's lots of options for how we can do record aheads like that, like taking like I could, take a day off and you can have a day off and we'll just record like 3 episodes in a day,
yeah.
4 episodes in a day.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Kids can go to the grandparents' house. It'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. Anyway, the episode doesn't end at the flume ride.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we still have more to cover.
Yeah, so they the flume ride goes well, everybody gets wet, and they have a really good time, and yeah, it's good. But then they move on to the God's Talent Show, where Hyunjin is emceeing the talent show, and they're just gonna put on a whole event for the crew and do some fun.
Yeah,
They're gonna have
do some fun.
they're gonna do well have some fun anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I yeah, I took notes. You know me, I took
Right.
notes.
Of
But
course.
there's usually a point in an episode where I suddenly am just watching the episode and stop taking notes. We've reached that point.
Oh, and you wrote
Eh,
something like Felix looks good.
Uh, in general, he does. Yes, we all know that's true. However, no, at this point, what sucked me in was Sungmin. And from that point forward, it's all instinct. I was just like, oh man, his voice. Like, okay, so he sang a duet with Han playing the guitar, and he did his own rendition of Twice's "Feel Special,"
Mm-hmm.
and I was
It's
just
great.
sucked into it. I was just like, oh my god, he's incredible.
Yeah.
He is so good. Uh I in in the survival show, they had to give him fewer lines because he couldn't keep his voice stable for very long in some of the songs. And now he's this incredible vocalist that can take a song from a girl group and rework it to be this like beautiful ballad from him. And I was just blown away. I've seen this episode before. This was one of the first things that I ever watched, content wise from Stray Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Jeanette and I watched it. Like, we were looking for a survival show to watch, and we watched like I think the first episode or the first 2 episodes of Finding SKZ God's Edition, and then went back watched the survival show.
Were you looking for
But
a
like,
survival show to watch because you ran out of Survivor to watch?
no. And Survivor's still on the air. Okay, we're actually not caught up,
Oh,
so
okay.
I need to get caught up because like
Uh-huh.
people. My dad. I talked to my dad today, and he was like, Survivor this season was awesome or is awesome. It's got like a great cast and it's great. And I'm like, oh wow, because he didn't like the last season. I thought it was okay. I liked the winner. I thought it was good, but yeah, I don't know. It was but
I
it's
I
because what.
maybe I just have to start watching it because I just think that it is insane that people are still watching Survivor.
You should definitely watch it, but it's hard to start now
Yeah.
because like there are like 5 million rules and twists and advantages and all this stuff, and if you don't watch from like the point where like they first start getting advantages, you're just going to be like, I don't understand half the words these people are saying, which is how I felt when we watched the first episode of Survivor that I'd watched since I was a kid on an airplane. Yeah, I think we were on an airplane. It may have even been. I think we watched an episode of Survivor and we watched American Ninja Warrior on the way back from Las Vegas. Maybe that's wrong because I think we were watching anime, but it doesn't matter. Um. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
Uh, no, the reason that we wanted to watch another survival show is because we had finished the Nizi project, the Japanese
Right.
JYP survival show that made Need You.
What got you on that in the first place?
Okay, what? Oh, Jeanette says it was when we were leaving Chicago from your wedding. How about
Really?
that? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go. Which does make sense. It actually makes all the sense in the world. You know why? Because the reason why we got into Survivor and American Ninja Warrior is because Jeanette was pregnant and we had a baby. And then we were up at like 4 a.m. and we needed something that didn't have a complicated storyline to follow, that we could just pop on the TV when we had to wake up, and like Jeanette's feeding the baby and I'm cleaning the bottle, she's changing a diaper, whatever. Like we're doing parent shit in the middle of the night, not sleeping a normal sleep schedule. And so we just wake up, one of us puts on the TV, turns on the American Ninja Warrior, the other one's dealing with the kid, and then I'm in the kitchen washing a bottle, whatever. Like we're just doing stuff.
Yeah.
It became automatic. And then we watched all of American Ninja Warrior while Logan was around. And then when Michelle was born, that's when we started watching Survivor, because we needed a new show. Because we'd watched all of American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, good diversion. But
Chicago.
no, so
I love how just like light bulb that looks, in the chat.
yeah.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were watching the Nizi project, and the reason we got into that was because the kids, specifically I guess Logan, was watching he watched this this Japanese family YouTube show. Where it's like a family YouTuber, right? Like where they just like they do stuff with their kids and put out videos, right? That are
Right.
like family friendly. And sometimes they just like play games or pretend or whatever, but they did a couple of like music videos, and one of the music videos they did was to the single that was released, the pre-debut single that was released by Need You. And we found out that there was like we heard that song and it kept getting stuck in our heads, me and Jeanette. And so we were like, well, let's find out who does the original. We watched the original, the kids love the original. And so we were like, well, where did they come from? And then we looked up and found out that there was a whole show. And so that's why we watched that show. And then, of course, Stray Kids were on the finale. And that led us to Stray Kids. And here we are.
Wow. All right.
45 episodes later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's pretty great. Yeah. Anyway, so we've only gotten through one act. Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Come on, move it along.
We're not prone to tangents at all.
No, definitely not. There may or may not be merch related to that in the future. Right. The next people up were going to be the dance team. So we got Lino first doing like a Michael Jackson dance. His dance was awesome. I thought it was really good. He's a professional dancer. I mean, like, what else can he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite clear. One thing that I noticed from all this was how involved Han was with everyone else's performances too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's interesting.
Team player, that guy.
He is a team player, and it's also interesting because he's so like he's an introvert. He's the most introverted member of all of them. Like if he had his choice, he would just sit in bed all day on a day off. So it's interesting because when he's around the members, his personality is able to come out a lot more.
Yeah.
And he's able to be, outgoing and do all this stuff. So yeah, it's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
So he did that. Felix came out and did two different dances to two different songs. He was great. His facial expressions were awesome. It was awesome. I love it.
Mhm.
Love it. Of course. I'm about to put a Felix keychain on my badge for work. I'm really messing with people. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned or not yet on an episode, but I went through and actually decorated my my cubicle at work and put like a shitload of Stray Kids stuff up. So now
Yeah.
when I get into work tomorrow and everything, I literally have like 2 cabinets up above me that I can unlock, and I'll slide them over, and there's even more Stray Kids stuff up there. So and actually, I just found another box of like merch stuff, and I may bring some of that in. So I'm not done. I'm not done by a long shot. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, you gotta take
um,
pictures.
yeah, I sent pictures. I sent pictures into chat. So, but I couldn't send them to you, Tom, because they have
Oh.
spoilers.
Yeah,
So
so you put them in the
sorry.
channel that I can't see.
That's right.
You bastard.
I'm sorry. You'll get there, okay, eventually.
Mhm.
Um yeah, it's good. I love it. Uh oh. We
Eventually the secrets channel will go away. It'll be the chat channel.
It'll just be the chat channel, yeah. I mean, we'll leave it there like a beautiful flower, memory of the past. Yeah. It's going to be good.
Memory of the past.
Yeah. It's going to yeah. Hurt me. Yeah. I look,
Huh?
nothing.
Huh?
Uh Okay, so let's hit some highlights here.
Highlight
What
it.
did you think of Changbin and Han's rap slash dance?
It was great.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
That dance is so goofy. Like they were awesome, so good. And Ian did kind of like a cute rap thing. I'm sure that if we were Korean, we would have been like, "Oh, he's doing that song," but I just don't recognize it at all. And I'm
Yeah,
just like,
right.
I love it. I think it was awesome. It shows off his skill because like you suddenly see him rapping and you're like, "Wait a minute. He's pretty good at this." Like this
Right.
is like in other groups, and I've come to learn this more recently because I've been watching some reaction content from people who are not stays. Like they're just like, oh, I'm an EXO. They're the name for EXO's fans. It's another boy group from third gen, and they're like, and I've never heard Stray Kids, and they're like listening to it, and they're just like, oh man, it's weird that they can all do things, and I was like, oh
What?
man, it's weird that all your members can't, and then when she was like, she said like, oh, you know, EXO normally has like one video for an album, and Stray Kids has like almost every song has a video, and I'm like, okay, legit on on like the last album, I was like, there was one song that didn't get some kind of video or content, and I was like, this is unacceptable. And then I suddenly am getting the experience of somebody who's like not a stay, at least not yet, and they're just like, oh yeah, my favorite group gets like one music video because they're expensive, right? And so that's like big three privilege, quote unquote, that like they have money to throw at it, then they can just like make a ton of videos and stuff. But like, I don't know, even in the early days when Stray Kids wasn't like the money bags they are today at the time that we're watching, it's like they still would do like street videos and stuff. Like they put out videos for things. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Um,
That's interesting. I wonder,
Moneybags.
is that typical for the big three groups to all put out like videos for every song?
I don't know. Um, Hard to say. Yeah, that's what a lot of people say is that the reason that Stray Kids is able to put out so much more in videos and music videos is because they are self-produced, and so they're not paying a team of producers and writers to make their own music. So they usually have like recording producers and then Bangchan and 3racha do everything else. So they save money by not having to use that money, and then they direct that into their promotion stuff for music videos and whatnot. So that's what
Right.
people say. It's speculation. Like, JYP isn't saying like, okay, here's what we did with all our money. Like, they're not going to do that.
Right.
So, but I think it seems reasonable to say like, oh, well, that's like a perfectly good reason. It's not just big three privilege. It's like, okay, well, like, okay, the company has lots of money, but also Stray Kids has extra money because they're not spending it on, writers and producers. So
Yeah.
fine, fair enough. Yeah. So IN rapped. It was cool. Uh, Hyunjin did a song. Everybody knew it and loved it. But he sang it sometimes offbeat. I felt like the tone of the show with its like text on screen was like he's like feeling the music, so it doesn't matter that he's like got that word wrong. So I'm like, all right, fair enough. Everybody had a good time, and our finale was Bangchan, and Bangchan went out. He had his DJ gear, was hitting the beats, getting everyone hyped up, and then the song turned into Miro, and everybody started dancing, and it was awesome, and I loved it.
Yeah. That was good.
Miro's such a good song. God damn, it holds up. It holds up so well. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was listening to Stray Kids earlier.
Oh, were
Actually,
you?
you know what? Last night,
Mm-hmm.
I was on duty, and I have this big speaker in my space,
Uh-huh.
and I was just playing music on it, and side effects came on, like on
Nice.
shuffle,
Yeah.
and it was playing, and I didn't say anything. And Ben was in there, and he turned and looked at me, and he was like, "I think I know who this is," and I was like, "It's Stray Kids," and he's like, "Yeah, I thought so," and I'm
Nice.
like, "It's good, right?" He's like, "I hate that I like this because it is really good."
What? Why does he hate it? It is
It
good.
is
Like,
good.
you can't just be like, I'm a curmudgeon. My name's Ben. Like, come on, man, just enjoy it. It's fine.
Yeah. What is he, James?
Yeah, he's not James.
Uh,
James will never listen to this.
no, that's okay
D-
though.
yeah, it is fine.
James,
Well,
even
and
even if
that's
James did listen to this,
he'd
James would
think
be
it's funny.
like,
So
yeah, James would be like, I am a curmudgeon.
yeah, he'd agree. Well, that is the end of Finding SKZ God Edition. What did you think of this show, Tom? Overall, let's get our final thoughts on the show.
Final thoughts. Trying to be as comprehensive as possible. I really liked it.
Oh, it's very elaborate.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
good. Um, it was a good use of my time.
Yeah. I
I think
ex-
we got to see a lot of the boys
mm-hmm.
in different scenarios that really allowed us to get to know them a lot more, and what their interests, and what makes them unique and all that.
Yeah, I think you definitely get to see their personalities shine a lot.
Right.
We just came off basically doing a bunch of the kids rooms where you get like the interviews, the direct interviews, and it's just that question and answer format doesn't always provide like organic behavior, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so you do get to know them technically, but now we get to see them. I would say more emotionally.
Right.
Jeanette has asked
I
the
see the
question I
question.
already know the answer to.
Oh, do you already know the? I mean, yeah,
Definitely.
you have to know the answer.
Absolutely, I know. She wants to know, has your bias changed?
Absolutely not.
Of course not.
No.
Yeah, you fucking, it's Changbin to the end. Ride or
um,
die.
I will say I did enjoy. Uh, what are we? What are we on now? Is it Hyunjin or Hyunjin?
Hyunjin.
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 Hyunjin during this season or this show was nice to look at, I guess. I don't know. He did like he was he was very
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man. I agree. And this is definitely like the era that like when we're watching the early stuff, like when he's like a baby back then. Like he's like
Yeah.
a little boy, and now he's like more of a man, and he's starting to look it. So yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
and you got to see his legs.
Yeah,
So,
you do get
I
to see
know.
his legs. But yeah, no, the the bias remains. And
Intact.
number 2, number 3, let me think. Man, who used to be number 3?
Yeah, I do.
Wait,
So who's number
did we ever talk about who takes number 3 now that number
No,
3 is gone?
we've never mentioned it. Yeah, I don't think so.
I
We've only talked about number 1.
Well, I don't feel like
And I
I've
assume
ever
number 2
thought
is still
about it.
Bangchan.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's number 3 then? I don't know. Tough question. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, maybe we'll find out on the next episode when you get to hear some new music, because maybe that new music will inspire you.
Okay,
will,
all right.
bring it up.
I will reserve the 3rd spot for whoever stands out the most, with the exception of obviously Changbin and Bangchan from the next album.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know if I've ever really thought about like who my top 3 might be.
Yeah.
Man, that is a really hard choice, because like it's just hard. I can't choose between them, because I feel like my instinct is to say like instant number 1 Felix, instant number 2 instant number 2 would be Lino. But number 3, God, I don't know. My heart wants to say Sungmin, and yet I don't know. I don't know. It's because Sungmin, yeah, he does things to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. You'll know soon enough. Okay,
Yeah.
We're gonna get to Kingdom. You'll know. You'll understand.
Yeah.
You'll understand. All right.
Yeah.
We're only a few episodes away, so it's gonna be good.
All right. Well, let's get there.
All right. Well, on the next episode, we're opening the next album, and we'll have some new music to enjoy. So we'll see you then, everybody. Bye bye.
Oh, well, hold on. Wait. Jeez.
No, let's say bye-bye.
Let me talk.
Fine, Tom.
I just wanted to put out that I've been putting in some work on the Discord today. And once we finish this recording, I'm going to finish up on there. So if you haven't already and you're listening to the podcast and you want to come hang out with us, interact with us, and chat with the other Shreyaboos that have come along, you can join us. discord.gg/inconceivable.
Hey, welcome on in.
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Wow. Just
like that. Just
wow.
dump out. We've been recording for over an hour. Yeah, let's go.
We've recorded for much longer.
You're right. I know that's true.
Follow us on Instagram. I don't know what it is, so Phil, you can make that plug, I guess.
Yes, I'll insert that later.
Oh, okay. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.